Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Anime Monday, where you get rid of the Monday blues by watching some anime along with myself. And returning with us this week is JC at the Deluxe Asterisk. And we, first of all, I apologize because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather during this recording, but we have a kind of a special Anime Monday. We are doing Part 1, the very first episode of Speed Racer, The Great Plan Part 1. And the reason this is interesting is I think this is probably one anime that probably most people that aren't anime connoisseurs, especially the older generation, probably were a fan of. And the other reason it's kind of interesting is a lot of people really don't look at it as an anime, despite it being an anime. It's from Japan. It's Japanese animation. It's anime.
Well, I think that like Thundercats kind of might fall into that category too.
Right.
I think it is technically. It's just that it just doesn't have that reputation. It's not lumped in with everything.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, to kind of go along with this theory, we are watching the DVD version of this, the collector's edition, put out by FHE Entertainment. So fire that up right now if you want to watch along with us. We'll tell you when to hit play. There's no alternate Japanese commentary like there is on all the other anime DVDs that I own or on the Funimation app or anything. And yeah, it's just kind of...
Maybe it's just a made for America show.
It might be. I don't know. I don't know
either.
Secretly, Japan doesn't care about Speed Racer anymore, and it's become too westernized, or if it's just because, it's not like everything else that we've covered on this show. Even Pokemon is still very much looked at as an anime, where maybe Speed Racer isn't. And also, to tie this into other parts of my channel, it is Stone Cold Steve Austin's favorite cartoon.
Apparently. And I don't know if you can find just the clip by itself of him talking about it, but he is very animated.
No pun intended.
Yes, he's all about it.
He's all about it. Well, if you hear us going into a random Stone Cold Steve Austin impersonation throughout the course of this, that is exactly why. But we hope you have, if you own this DVD, you fired it up. We are... got the first episode pulled up. We are looking at the top of the Mach 5, and we're getting ready to hear that iconic theme. So if you want to follow along with JC and myself, press play now.
See, the M on the car stands for Murica.
Fuck yeah!
Because Japan said.
I've already like all the other, with the exception of maybe Pokemon.
Right.
He's a demon on wheels. I've already ruined this. This is probably, other than Pokemon, the most child-friendly thing that we cover on this series. Yeah. Hitting on you, but you better look alive. Mach 5. When the odds are against him in the dangerous work. I love this song. Boom!
Maybe,
oh no, I buzzed him.
Maybe it isn't.
And he's dead!
Maybe it isn't the most kid-friendly.
Yeah, that man just died.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that I will kind of tie this into my childhood a little bit. Whenever I was a kid, I loved NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
I loved NASCAR. And every now and again, late at night, I think it was on TNT or TBS, they would have... Speed Racer on. I liked it because I liked NASCAR. And I would always see like all the dangerous races, and I'm kind of like, why don't they race in a volcano in NASCAR? And my mom had to tell me that's because NASCAR's real and this is not.
NASCAR is dangerous enough already.
Yes.
I was gonna say I just kind of thought about this, like it's pure speculation and also probably wrong, but in the intro you see the whole thing where they have the camera do that 3D swerve where Speed's doing the pose,
right?
And that was very much like the Matrix before the Matrix,
right?
It's the same exact thing except it's Speed, not Trinity. So he's very intent racing. We have not found out about his brother yet.
No. That is.
I'm sure that will be covered at least 5 times before the end of this recording.
No. I don't
know.
think Racer X is in this one.
All right.
Is in this first series.
Who is Racer X?
I don't know. We'll find out when Racer X debuts. We're not to Racer X yet, so spoiler warning. This is going to be a different, just to let everybody know now, while we have some stock footage of some racing. Hey, how's Dale Earnhardt's number?
Stock racing.
Ah!
Pose.
Oh! Yeah! Yeah, we love you, Speed Racer. Yeah, Speed Racer. Okay, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but if an American had animated people like that, and you kind of implied that it was Japanese, it would very. Why does he have a Hitler stash?
That seems to be a thing that was more accepted. I mean, hell, we saw it in Which One to Robin too. Like, the postage stamp mustache thing must have just been. It must not have the.
Well, I mean, they were kind of on. They were kind of Hitler's friends in that war.
Well, but I mean, what I'm saying is it must not have the what's the word thing, the stigma,
right?
That it has, which I mean, not to get dark, but remember like the whole thing they said about like, oh, Chris Benoit doesn't have the stigma in Japan that he has in America. They'll show footage of him. Yeah. So it's just like one of those things where it's just like, that was a weird thing to tie together, but it's just the idea, just showing that different countries might not have the same hang-ups about stuff.
And kind of on that same, with one particular, the guy right there slapping the door of the Mach 5, he very much looks animated like the very much in poor taste Japanese people in Looney Tunes. So that's what I was getting at, is like, so the fact that this was animated in Japan,
right?
You're kind of like, okay, I mean, I guess it was just animation, but had that same character been,
right,
animated in, say, by Warner Brothers, this would very much not be socially acceptable today,
right.
and rightfully
Is that
so.
Inoki?
I think this might be a little before the 60s. Inoki was wrestling. This is my 60s, 70s. I don't know the timetable. I don't know if this is still the Ricky Dozan days or where we're at, but yeah. It is a very Western setting.
Boardroom?
No, just like you see like a lot of what looks to be animated to be Caucasian
He has a very,
characters.
It's a very Pops has a very square head.
This makes me wonder, and maybe I'll do some research, if this was maybe animated for an American audience first and a Japanese audience second.
I couldn't tell you. I mean,
Excuse me.
I don't know if I can say it wouldn't surprise me, but I mean, like, that's not the craziest idea.
Yeah. But it's very much not like any other cartoon of that time.
Well, at least in America,
Yeah.
Like, in America, this would definitely stand out.
And it did.
Yeah.
When I see really how Speed Racer dressed, I realize how poor my cosplay of his was at that Halloween party.
It was close enough.
I had the helmet, I had the scarf, I had a blue polo shirt.
Yeah. If you covered the bases, you're good. After him. Okay, this might be a weird thing. What was your first exposure to Speed Racer? Because I know mine.
Mine was, like I said, kind of flipping through the channels and seeing, oh, hey, there's a cartoon on at nighttime, which was unheard of,
Was it when it aired on MTV?
Maybe it was MTV. I thought it was TBS or TNT, but I mean...
Could be.
But it was being a NASCAR fan, seeing a cartoon on late at night, my mom letting me watch it late at night, and going, hey, why doesn't NASCAR have cool races like this? and wondering, and God rest his soul, I ended up liking the guy because Dale Earnhardt at the time was my least favorite driver. I went on to like Dale Earnhardt, respect him and everything, and God rest his soul. But wondering if Dale Earnhardt had teams of the bad guys trying to sabotage other people. That was my first exposure to Speed Racer. I'd say this would have been maybe 93, 94, maybe 95.
Okay. As far as I know, my first exposure, unless I saw it on TV and I don't really remember necessarily, I had a VHS, a Speed Racer VHS, much in the vein of like those, like the Disney ones with the big plastic package.
Yes.
And it was a strange set, if I'm not mistaken, because it had like old commercials, like they like added in like these old commercials that would have aired, I guess, in the 60s.
My mother had an Andy Griffith Show collection similar to that. Yes.
And I remember they like had like a remix.
Look at all these people
Yeah.
being slammed up against this tunnel.
Right. But like I remember, like it would have like I think maybe 2 episodes on it, neither of which were this one. There were like, do you remember one with the guy who like hated cars and he had like a horse? You remember that guy?
We might cover it here in the
Right.
future.
Yeah, like a whip. I remember him.
I don't remember that episode.
And then there was like one crazy ass big race. I don't remember what it was for, but there was some big ass race, and there was this crazy fucking semi that was like a block or longer. It was like this insanely long vehicle. It looked like something from like fucking hell, and it was. I think it was made out of gold. But that was why it was like made out of gold and painted.
There's Trixie.
Yeah, Trixie. Who has a helicopter? So, yeah. Where's her helicopter spin off? Not spin, helicopter.
More humor.
More vehicle humor.
Ha ha ha! Oh damn!
Yeah.
Everybody wears red socks too.
Yeah. Dude, they look like for like nerdy
like
things.
like right there, that other anime guy. It's like seriously, that looks like the old racist cartoons of Looney Tunes past.
For nerdy stuff, it almost looked like freaking like Legend of Zelda fairies were flying out of Pops' head. He just did a fucking head scissors.
Yes, he did. Man, we're covering everything. We just need like a comic book reference, and we're complete here. We've got every. Speed Racer is the ultimate thing to cover on this channel.
Oh man, she just laughed as he fell to his. Fucking.
Okay.
Oh, he's okay. He's okay.
He's okay.
Now Trixie is his daughter, right? Or is
Speed's his
son?
Son.
Okay. I was trying to
Trixie
remember how that
is
worked.
Speed's
girlfriend. I knew that. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Chim.
You got Spraddle, Chim.
Pops, Trixie.
If you're gonna tell me there's a better cartoon out there than Speed Racer, I gotta say,
Okay, so is that Pops' wife?
I think so.
Is that an avocado shooting lasers at him?
That does look like an avocado shooting lasers.
Well, I don't remember ever seeing Pops in like a bathrobe.
I think the fact that you kind of
The weird thing,
you know this is an early. This is kind of in the same vein as like this in the Godzilla movies, just because. And I'm not
Charleston. But anyway,
Yeah.
go on.
Either that or the Peter Griffin. Oh my god, it's like Shin-Chan almost. With that scene. Anyway, what I'm getting at is like if you watch the old Godzilla movies, you know, the English voice actors that they have to dub it, they like say a complete sentence and like really, really fast just to kind of get everything out.
Right.
You know, when you watch the old Godzilla movies, when you watch Speed Racer, that's how it was. In more updated, modern, I don't know like when that switch was, but like since I started really following and watching more anime that from Dragon Ball to Pokemon to Bebop and everything, the voice actor, they don't talk really fast to get the whole thing out. Here, hi, Trixie, hi, you don't really see okay, Goku, we're gonna really do this, yeah. The whole, yes, haha. That is not too far fetched from how this was dubbed.
Right. Well, I remember Billy West talking about that, when they did the Futurama anime reimagination thing for what I believe was the 6th season. When the show that was another season where the show ended, and then it came back, or they thought it was going to end. But
excuse me again, folks.
But he said something to that effect, and I guess I'll take his word for his assumption over it, because he's like, yeah, they get they get the animation, and then they have a page of dialogue, or probably the person's talking for some certain amount of time, and they're getting a page of dialogue to fill it. Because there's obviously, you've seen in some animes, they're not doing the same exact thing as the Japanese one. There's differences. Some of them are much closer, but then you take some stuff which I'm talking out my ass a little bit because I just know a little bit, but
that Speed's crew member was really, really chummy right there.
Right. What was that? Oh, come on. Voltron.
Yes. Oh no, what's happening to Paul? There's a gun!
Yep,
there is a freaking gun!
With a silencer, too, so he's getting away with it.
Yeah. And they are looking for the plans to... Yeah.
But I remember Voltron, the whole thing with, Voltron was, they literally... Well, A, they didn't even get the original series they wanted. And B, they made Voltron, out of, 3 different shows... 3 different, I specify that, different shows, and they even asked the Japanese, animators, hey, can you animate some of these characters, because they're still alive in what we're telling, because they died in whatever the Japanese one is, and they are yeah, can you make new stuff for us, because we did this, so...
And there's where the plans to the engine of the Mach 5 is. It's on the windshield under infrared.
Right.
Because Pops was ahead of his time.
Is that a jack? What the fuck is that tool?
Was he... Okay, you could either, in this day and age, claim he was giving a racist symbol, or he was playing trying to punch Speed in the shoulder.
The circle game.
Depends on what your philosophy and how sensitive you are in this day and age.
Right. I was gonna say, you can tell. Is that actually what's that brand? Is that Mazda or not Mazda? Some what the hell is that? I can't remember that logo. God damn it.
I don't know. I didn't see it, unfortunately.
But it looked like a legit car logo. I just can't place it.
It might have been.
But one thing I will say is you can tell. I just got that vibe when they were at the house with I guess what I assume is Pops' family, and. You do get the 50s, 60s vibe from that home, the way they looked, everything, the way his wife looked.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man, that's a rough number, too.
I'm about to give you 5 upside the face. You can mock it. Mock your calendar, buddy.
Mock your calendar. That's a good one.
I guess, I just know there was you can tell there was a transition in how anime and how shows like this were, they change the acting.
Right.
And then you would, from panels, you would actually hear anime voice actors say they haven't gone in deal, but they hire real actors now, they don't hire radio personalities.
Yeah.
They do more to put effort into it so it doesn't seem so cliche.
Yeah. Quality control, if you will.
Yeah. And,
Right.
I mean, but on the flip side of things, they've made several different Update Speed Racer shows, and they're just not as good. There's no... The charm is not there for me. It's kind of like the new Star Trek. The charm is not there for me. Seeing Captain Kirk not in that form.
Right.
That isn't to say I don't like updated things. I mean, I love The Dark Knight, but there's people that stand by. It's not Adam West. It's not Burt Ward. Screw Batman. So, while I'm happy that the quality control has changed on anime now, I don't like Speed Racer
Right.
unless it's like this.
Wait, I might make an exception, which, I mean, I'm not necessarily married to the series, but I could make an exception for that weird SNL TV Funhouse where it was George Clooney and Fran Drescher as Speed Racer. I'd still need to find that, because I remember telling you
I've
that
never
years
seen
ago.
that, no.
I remember telling you about it because they do the same theme song except it's George Clooney. I
Nice.
don't even know why. I don't know why it had to exist, but it does.
Well,
Wait, did Spritle change? I thought he was a blonde. He was a blonde in my head.
no, I always remember...
Maybe it's just been a while since I've seen it. I could have sworn in my head he was blonde, but... So,
Oh, shit!
yeah, he's been taking some head trauma. Oh, dude, that was just straight up he just...
And that's where Stone Cold Steve Austin got the broken glass.
Yes. So many Easter eggs. Okay, here's
Here, I want to know why NASCAR does not start off the races like this.
I don't see why they couldn't necessarily, but I mean, it's whatever.
Because it's
Yeah.
it's kind of a silly concept if you think about it. You got to sprint to your car.
Right.
And because, they have qualifications and time trials and they can sell tickets to
Right.
that. And
Yeah, and also they probably don't want someone getting in a car before someone else because that means someone could get hit because they're not in a car.
And also, it would, if there's a, good driver who's not in the best physical shape, well, he might be in trouble.
Yeah, that's true. It's not exactly the even playing field, if you will. What was I going to say? Is this how long it's taken him to dial?
I don't know what's going on.
What, a little seahorse?
Oh, see, is that a horsey?
Okay, here's an interesting question for you.
Oh, nope, they didn't stop the racing time.
In the movie, John Goodman played Pops.
Right.
Would you have picked someone else?
No, I think he would be a good Pops.
Yeah.
He's
A big burly dude.
He's a big guy.
You can buy him as a dad.
He seems like a good dad, but he also seems like somebody who,
He's gonna tell you like it is.
stern but loving.
Right.
John Goodman kind of gives me that vibe.
Right. Oh fuck! It's
What the fuck?
Oh shit! See, this is why they don't. This is why NASCAR isn't like Speed Racer.
It is. It is funny bringing this back up. There was when taking this all back to my childhood and NASCAR. There used to be they used Speed Racer to promote like NASCAR races on ESPN, and they'd have like the different like race car drivers, and the different like NASCAR officials complain about like everything going on. Like there's all the all the NASCAR sign autographs, and then there was like they put like a cardboard cutout of Speed Racers over there, and then like everybody flocked to Speed Racer, and then they're interviewing like, you can't see me doing the air quotes, interviewing all the NASCAR drivers, and they're being all like, this guy Steve, just comes into NASCAR and starts stealing our spotlight. And my favorite one, there was a NASCAR driver named Lake Speed, which perfect name if you're going to be a race car driver. And he goes, Lake Speed, Speed Racer. Why are they not? Why is this not me?
Right.
I remember like a NASCAR official like finding a banana peel on the track and being like, "Darn chim chim," And it. I'm sure there were more. I'm sure they might still exist somewhere here in the annals of YouTube, but still. And he is slashing some fucking tires, and that guy's dead. Of course, he'd be number 13.
Yes. I think they aired it on the Speed channel too, like literally like air episodes of this like at like late at night or something.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say? Going back to the VHS that I mentioned, like one thing I also remember on it, which I could have sworn they said that it aired on MTV or something like that. But one of the things what had on it was a remix of the theme song, which I think you can probably find it like on YouTube. And I feel they knew what they were doing in this remix because they make it sound like there's possibly an orgasm happening from Trixie. And I always remember it's always like, let's break that speed record. Like, go speed, go. I remember it was just like this music remix music video. So much so that like when I remember at McDonald's when they had Speed Racer toys to promote the movie, I decided for the hell of it to color like one of the like little coloring pages that they had like setting out, and I wrote "Go Speed Go," and I remember you're like, well, that's wrong because that's not what it is. But to me, I remember the remix where they said "Go Speed Go."
Right.
There's one of the many bags of tricks within the Mach 5.
That's kind of not fair. Oh, well, it's his Achilles heel there.
That's the best. You can sum up the entire series with that. That's
good.
kind of not fair.
And that is the end of the episode, guys. Thank you for joining us from... Okay, so...
Yeah, I forgot. I don't know if I remember this. Like the little vehicle stuff.
Well, I mean, well, there's all like a very amount, Tatsuya, I'm butchering this, Yoshida.
Korean ore.
Yeah.
I feel like I wonder if I recognize actually some of these.
Yeah. But Peter Fernandez, yeah, that was the, I remember...
he plays Speed, isn't he?
Yes.
Right.
So I remember he passed away a number of years ago, but in a number of years where I was familiar with voice acting. But, well, since we saw what obviously is a Japanese gentleman who did the series, so yeah, this was not just made for Americans.
Right.
So there you go.
Just checking time, if you will.
Yeah. Well, that is it for us this week. Thank you everyone for joining us on this week's edition of Anime Monday. We will be back with more Speed Racer next week because it is the next episode is part 2 of The Great Plan, and since it's not an ongoing, since every episode isn't part of the overarching Speed Racer story, it's a contained 2-part story. We will come back to Speed Racer next week. Thank you everyone for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of anime, but from the world of comic books, pro wrestling, gaming, and all things geek culture. Go follow me on all my social media pages, facebook.com/athleticgeek89, Twitter @athletic_geek89, and Instagram @athleticgeek89. JC, go like his Facebook page @the_deluxe to check out some of his art. And if you can find the Go Speed Go coloring page, he might post that sometime soon. We don't know, but thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next week.